QuadCon, Central Illinois' largest pop culture event, is coming to the Peoria Civic Center Saturday, July 23rd. Over 40,000 square feet with over 100 vendors and artists. Comics, toys, panels, a $500 cosplay contest, a $500 video game tournament, and special guest, Lord Blood-Rah. Info at quadcitycon.com. And to round out your evening, see Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Theater live Saturday, July 23rd at the Landmark Cinema Peoria. Lord Blood-Rah will host in person the 1962 horror classic The Brain That Wouldn't Die and the 1967 cult hit Spider Baby. Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Theater at the Landmark Cinema Peoria, July 23rd at 8:30 p.m. Get tickets at lordbloodrah.com.
Gilbert, what are you doing all day in a cave? Oh, I know. You're waiting for the next broadcast of Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wracking Theater.
Countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
Welcome to Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wracking Theater.
Ah, my lords and ladies, geeks, geekarellas, geekulas, and geekeritas. I am Lord Blood-Rah, and this is Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Theater. And tonight's story is an old story. The young, energetic student returns home from university with fresh, new ideas, ready to take on the family business and continue the family tradition. But when that family's name is Frankenstein, that can only mean fresh, new horrors in a tradition of terror. Ha ha! Tonight, from 1971, it's the Italian shocker, Lady Frankenstein. Ha ha! Lady Frankenstein stars Sarah Bay as the Lady Tanya Frankenstein. Now, Sarah Bay's real name was actually Rosalba Neri, and she starred in quite a few spaghetti westerns and spy spoofs in the 60s and 70s, as well as a few more adult offerings. Oh, and by the way, tonight's film does contain quite a few fake rubber body parts and organs, and a lot of imitation blood. So if the sight of latex or red food coloring bothers you, you may want to look away from time to time. Well, without further ado, I give to you a young lady ready to follow in her father's frightful footsteps. Here is Lady Frankenstein.
They'd overwrite that one. Best I could do this week. People just never die when it suits you. Do they, Doctor? Oh, beg your pardon, Baron.
You don't have to count it. It's all there.
Always is, always is. See you next week.
Lynch,
Yeah.
I may need you sooner than next week. Something very special this time.
Oh, I like that. Very special. Has a ring of money to it, eh?
I want a corpse dead no longer than 6 hours. 200.
No, 500.
300.
Done. Let's say I'm a patron of science. But I can't promise.
Results, not promises.
I don't understand your trusting him so much.
Money, Charles, is a miracle drug for people like Lynch. Such a grotesque dream. Or perhaps he shall be a nightmare.
Would it matter?
Not to me, not if I can give him life. That's worth anything.
Including your own life?
Even that. To succeed in creating life is the ultimate achievement. To hesitate, to fear, to doubt now would make everything I've ever done pointless, empty. This is my life.
But to create life, should man leave that to God?
Here on earth, man is God. Go to bed, Charles. 10 you'll arrive in the morning. You'll want to look your best.
Good night.
Good night.
Charles! Well, I thought I would at least deserve a hello.
I'm sorry, Tanya. I'm very happy to see you. Your father and I were always happy to see you. Here, let me help you.
Thank you.
How lovely you look. Thomas? Thomas? Come here. Thomas? Would you please take Mademoiselle's luggage? Take the luggage inside. Luggage inside, eh? Tanya?
Man.
Your father is still dressing. He worked rather late last night.
As usual. Is he still experimenting with animal transplants?
Well, you know how he is. He's been at it for 20 years. He'll be at it for another 20, but tell me about the university.
Well, except for my studies, it was rather boring. But I didn't go there to socialize. Aren't you pleased? I'm like my father, stubborn. When I want something, I get it. And I did. First of my class. I'm now a licensed surgeon.
Congratulations, Doctor.
Father! Father! Oh, so
Bye,
nice to
little
see
girl.
you.
Is that the way for a licensed surgeon to behave?
This one does.
Quiet!
QuadCon, Central Illinois' largest pop culture event, is coming to the Peoria Civic Center Saturday, July 23rd. Over 40,000 square feet with over 100 vendors and artists. Comics, toys, panels, a $500 cosplay contest, a $500 video game tournament, and special guest, Lord Blood-Rah. Info at quadcitycon.com. And to round out your evening, see Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Theater live Saturday, July 23rd at the Landmark Cinema Peoria. Lord Blood-Rah will host in person the 1962 horror classic The Brain That Wouldn't Die and the 1967 cult hit Spider Baby. Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Theater at the Landmark Cinema Peoria, July 23rd at 8:30 p.m. Get tickets at lordbloodrah.com.
I'm Vincent Price, and you're invited to my party in the house on Haunted Hill, where so far the ghosts have murdered only 7 people. So won't you come and make it 8? You'll see human heads without bodies. Mysterious pools of blood dripping from the ceiling. The walls move slowly in against you. Don't try to escape, you can't. You ready, dear?
No.
Are you ready, dear?
Yes, damn you.
The ghosts are waiting, so won't you join me in the house on Haunted Hill? Hurry, or you'll be late for your own funeral.
Larry!
From the exotic geisha houses of Tokyo to the back alleys of the Ginza Strip comes the terrifying news of a fiendish creature that threatens to destroy all who stand in his way. This is the frightening story of an American reporter in Tokyo who unwittingly became the victim of a shocking scientific experiment that turned him into a horrible mutant. Half man, half monster. The Manster.
What happened?
He got away.
I think I know where he's going, to Taurus. Follow me.
Right. There's panic in the streets as the unheard of terror of a half man, half monster runs wild through the city. There he goes! Don't miss The Manster, a genuine thriller in the most frightening sense of the word.
As we return to Lady Frankenstein, the lovely Tanya has returned home from university, while our potty-mouthed grave robbers make sinister plans.
Oh, yeah, Jack Morgan. Poor They're gonna hang him good. Snap his neck for sure.
What about it, Simon? You and Harry with me?
Oh, poor Jack Morgan. Never did like him, though. Neither did you, right?
I'm waiting, yes or no?
Yeah, I'm with you, Tom.
And Harry?
Where I go, he goes.
Toast to Jack Morgan. Long may he die.
But you have heard this story many times before.
It doesn't matter, Father. It's a charming story. You know, Father, the name Frankenstein still echoes through the halls of the university.
I'm not surprised, but I stopped caring about those fools when I left them with their hands clapped over their ears 30 years ago. Please sit down, Charles. Your leg must be tired.
No, it's fine. Thank you.
Was it difficult? I mean, very difficult picking my daughter.
Sometimes. Mostly it was my being a woman. The professors have a lot of old-fashioned ideas about a woman's place.
I'm sure you will make a fine surgeon.
Thank you, Charles. But I do not want to be merely a fine surgeon.
What do you want?
To assist you, Father, in your work. You know, since I was a youngster, I was always interested in your experiments. Each summer when I was here, I would sneak into your laboratory.
But it was always locked.
I know. But I discovered the other way. The one through the wall, the bedroom wall.
Huh. Well, you little devil.
I was always curious. I still am. I'm curious to see how far you have progressed. And to show you my own progress.
I shall be delighted to discuss it with you, of course, as doctor to doctor.
Good. But I must warn you that my ideas are quite radical. Even more so than yours, Father.
Really?
Of course. I am my father's daughter.
You are referring to animal transplants.
Human.
Why another 100?
This order is very delicate. There are certain people that have to be paid in advance.
What people?
Well, Baron, you know, I can't tell you. Professional ethics.
Don't speak to me of ethics.
If you want what you want, it will cost you another 100. The way I see it, Baron, you don't have any choice.
I'll have to get it for you.
Take your time and don't worry. I won't sit down. I wouldn't want to damage this wonderful furniture.
Excuse me. I was looking for my father.
Would that be Dr. Marshall?
It would not.
Well, I never thought the Baron had it in him.
But Dr. Marshall would.
No, not on his best night. A drink, eh?
Much too early.
Never too early. For anything.
My dear sir, you are an obnoxious man, extremely vulgar. And I'm certain that whatever you are thinking is merely fantasy on your part. I would say that you spend too much time alone in your fantasies. Be careful. It will soften your brain far quicker than whiskey.
How can somebody so lovely be such a...
It depends on the company I'm with. I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry. I didn't know you had a visitor.
Mr. Lynch,
Yes?
I will see you out.
Always a pleasure to talk to a lady. Good day, lady.
Father, I said I was sorry.
I heard you.
Oh, yeah.
200 now. 200 on delivery. When will it be?
Very soon.
When?
The hanging Jack Morgan day after tomorrow.
So?
So he's your man.
I don't suppose you'll be missing Jack Morgan very much.
About as much as I would miss you, Captain.
That really depresses me, Lynch, because one day you'll be shaking hands with Morgan in hell.
Oh, I'll save my other hand for you, Captain.
You don't have much time, Lynch. You're sure to make a mistake one day. And that's the day I'll own. And it won't be just jail for you. You're too clever for that. It's the hanging. That's what you want, and I'll see you get what you want. It's the least I can do.
Maybe you will, maybe you won't.
Oh, I will.
Yeah?
I will.
You hear?
Doctor.
What are you doing here?
I was on my way to town. I saw the people. Why? What's going on?
Something I'd rather you not see.
A hanging.
I've never seen a hanging.
Nor will you see this one.
Now, Father, I may be a woman, but I am also a doctor. Death is nothing new to me.
This is not death, Tanya. This is legalized murder.
Maybe she should stay to see the difference.
Maybe she should.
Thank you, Charles.
Don't thank him yet.
Are you ready, Jack? And what if I made any difference, you
Just a
idiot?
short
Step from here.
Why didn't I ever cut your throat?
Deum universam cor. Seunte seum clamidem conciniam circumdederunt ei, et plectentes coronam despinis expuentes in eum acceperunt arundi.
Ready.
Requiem aeternam dona ei, Domine, et lux perpetua luceat ei. Amen.
Tanya knows about the animals.
But how?
I don't know. She asked me why you still had them, and I didn't. What are we going to do?
Not
Tanya
natural.
mustn't find out what...
Whoa!
Pay up, Baron.
Good work, Lynch. Good work.
Thank you.
Charles.
Go on, Turner. Earn your money. Yes, sir, Baron. I really like doing business with you. It's clean and it's quiet.
Was it difficult?
As difficult as drinking a bottle of whiskey. And you can see that's not very difficult.
How much blood?
1 liter this time.
You know, I think that guy would have died soon, even if they didn't hang him. That blood looks awfully watery to me. Not enough protein. Or red food coloring, whichever.
Please leave your eyes at the door. You will not need them.
Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Auditorium presents the best of old-time radio, horror, and science fiction. Tales of terror and the uncanny that unfold on the stage of your imagination. Come experience the magic of old-time radio horror. Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Auditorium is available on Spotify, Apple, Google, and other podcast providers. Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Auditorium, when you seek the darkness.
From ancient Genesis to the modern screen, is the name written in blood. Ega!
If I could just call you on the phone. The code of the ghost at the sign of the toad. Nobody lives on the Brownsville Road.
Thrill to the newest recording star, Archibald Jr.
Oh, they're screaming this way.
See ravishing Marilyn Manning in a thrilling, chilling story. The last of the prehistoric giants sees his first girl. Noah. Curious newsmen search deep in giant country for the last of the ancient cavemen. See a tough giant tamed by the soft hands of his captive woman. See him sacrifice his ageless beard for her love. Then lose her to a boy in a dune buggy, escaping a burning desert. Ega's primitive passion was love or kill. Hear Ega talk, the ancient language of love, used at the beginning of time. See Ega.
The day of doom is coming.
Your blood will turn white. Your face will turn green. Your eyeballs will pop with pressure. Because our doomsday show is the living end. Forge your strength. Take a shot. You're going to need an awful lot when you see our shocker pictures. So terrifying that it is easier to die than to live. Come if you must, but make your wills. Say your goodbyes, for soon you may be up in the skies.
Doomsday is coming.
this tense, taut, chilled-filled drama that shocks you with hair-raising horror. Not one word is spoken on the screen. The strangest motion picture you have ever seen. Daughter of Horror.
As we return to Lady Frankenstein, Tanya once again slips through the secret passage to spy on her father's mysterious experiments. The secret passage that she told him about earlier. You know, you'd have thought he would have had all that bricked up by now. Oh well, I guess he's busy with all the body parts and blood and everything. Oh, by the way, here comes all of those fake rubber body parts and organs I told you about.
Now we're ready.
I'm sorry, but I couldn't.
I was hoping you wouldn't do this.
So this is why you no longer use the animals. Human transplants.
Tanya, will you please leave?
But I can help you.
You don't understand.
I do, Father. I do. What are you going to do with the brain?
Tanya, please.
Father, will you both stop treating me like a child? I'm a doctor, a surgeon. I even think like you do.
No.
It is not impossible, Tanya.
But the heart, the brain, you have to keep them alive.
Yes, we've done it before.
Inside another human body?
We don't need a human body.
But you are going to put Morgan's heart and brain into that creature.
Tanya, no more questions.
But Father...
I don't want you to get involved. If anything should go wrong, the law would hold you equally responsible. And I don't want that to happen. Soon I'll tell you everything. Please be patient.
I'll try. Good luck.
Is everything ready?
Ready. I hope Mr. Morgan's brain is as cooperative.
It will be, Charles. So for the past 20 years, my experiments with animal transplants have been pointed to this week. All the abuses I have endured from my friends, all the accusations against my sanity, and worse, will be thrown into their sanctimonious faces.
Looking for something?
Yes, clouds. I need a storm for my final step, an electrical storm. For only lightning will give the creature life. That's why I haven't transplanted the heart and the brain. Oh, I can keep them alive indefinitely in the laboratory, but once I transplant them, they'll survive only a few hours unless they're activated by lightning.
I want to see how you keep them alive.
You shall.
You will succeed, Father.
I will. I promise you I will. And the medical world will be brought to its knees.
I want that so much. To see you realize your dream. Something that no one will ever take away from you.
They won't have to. I'll give it to them. Gladly. In the white matter?
No, further down, in the gray matter. See? The hypothalamus is damaged. It's no good, Doctor. It must be repaired.
There isn't time.
We must make the time. You cannot use a damaged brain.
To what extent is it damaged? Perhaps it's minor.
And if it isn't, the hypothalamus is the main center of the automatic nervous system. You may be creating something that cannot function. What good would that be? To give it life and just let it lie there, nothing more?
We'll have to take that.
What about anger and pleasure? Two emotions connected to the damaged part of the brain. Two vital emotions. Either one in excess could be devastating. Correct the damage first.
There isn't time, Charles. Every minute cuts into the life of that heart. 20 years. I can't throw away 20 years by minutes.
But think, Doctor.
Think, no. Instinct. Instinct changes the world, not thought. And my instinct tells me to transplant that brain right now. If you won't help me, I'll do it alone.
Very well, then.
Thank you, Charles.
Well, there it is. He put the brain in the monster knowing full well that it was damaged. And that never ends well. There's a lesson for you kids out there. When you're building a monster, always, I repeat, always, use a fresh, healthy, undamaged brain. The spleen, liver, you can cut a few corners there to save a little money, but on the brain, never. Just a friendly tip from Lord Blood-Rah.
All the cool things. You want all the cool things. But where can you find all the cool things? It's all right here at Novemberfire.com. All the cool t-shirts, all the cool DVDs, all the cool masks. Be extra cool and tell them Lord Blood-Rah sent you. All the cool things at Novemberfire.com.
Okay, banga banga.
Since when do you talk a native language?
I just started today.
Well, what do you say?
What do you say? I don't even know what I said.
Do I, baby? Of course I do. Duke Mitchell and Sammy Petrillo turn an island paradise into the zaniest madhouse in the 7 seas. Charlita puts a gleam in Duke Mitchell's eyes.
Your smile only added life to your masquerade.
Muriel Landers puts the whammy on Sammy.
Sammy! Run for your life! Go on, get out of here. Run for your life.
Ramona, the romantic chimp, takes off on a romantic chase of her own.
Strange. But interesting.
Really think so? What a charming compliment.
Bela Lugosi finds the perfect subject to turn a gorilla into a goof, and versa versa.
Look, what are you trying to tell me? I don't understand a word. What am I, dumb or something? Don't answer that. Now look, Duke Mitchell, I'm running this game, you understand? And don't talk back. Yeah, now put it on, because we got to get out that door.
Through a graveyard late at night and seen a coffin open?
Have you ever thought what it would be like to see a person's head amputated?
Think of things so horrible that the human mind cannot imagine them.
See all this and more when you see on stage, in person,
that crazy mixed up Dr. Evil and his terrors of the unknown.
Unlike anything that you ever seen or heard of in the past.
Hideous creatures from beyond the grave leave the stage and grab girls right out of their seats.
Girls, do not come alone. Bring your boyfriend to protect you when the lights go out.
You may find a live snake or rat under your seat.
A real dead body is given away to some lucky person at every performance.
Also, in person,
The Mummy and King Kong, famous Hollywood gorilla, real and alive.
Plus, on the screen, 2 horrific motion pictures.
Dr. Evil and his terrors of the unknown.
Plus 2 horrific pictures.
Coming to this theater soon, The Beast of Yucca Flats. Filmed on the burning hot sands by Yucca Flats. See terror, panic, murder. See the Cardoza and Francis production of The Beast of Yucca Flats. See a man turn killer. See a woman ravaged. See one of the most exciting movies ever made. See The Beast of Yucca Flats. A killer on the loose. Death sweeps across the desert. Panic. A bloodthirsty killer stalks a moonlit desert. See, the beast of Yucca Flats.
As we return to Lady Frankenstein, the doctor is just sewing up a few loose ends before bringing his creature to life.
Charles, everything will be fine. Plans will be done.
Oh, don't you hate it when that happens?
Close the skylight. Hurry, Charles. I want him to live. Failed, Charles. You're right. I should have taken time to repair the brain damage.
It probably wouldn't have made any difference. The effect of the damage would only show after the brain was reactivated.
We'll never know. And to never know is more frustrating than failure.
Take a long rest, Doctor. Then we can begin again.
I'm afraid not. No use trying to make me feel better. It's too late for me, Charles. Perhaps Tanya will succeed. Will you help her?
Of course. But wait and see how you feel in a month or so. You may change your mind.
I'll feel the same. I don't even know if I want her to attempt it.
A moment ago you did.
That was just self-indulgence. The whole experiment, really.
No, it wasn't.
Who can say, Charles? Perhaps there are some things man should leave to God. Never thought I'd hear myself say that.
This is really only taking place in our minds.
Sit up. Sit up! Another step.
Tanya? He's done it. It's alive.
Oh,
it's alive.
Oh, Charles. Oh. You're going to have to tell me all about...
What about my father?
Like monsters? Like horror? Like sci-fi? You'll love Maniac Monster Designs. Stickers, enamel pins, patches, magnets, tees, pillows. Maniac Monster Designs for everything retro, spooky, and fun. You'll find Maniac Monster Designs on eBay, Facebook, Instagram, and at maniacmonsters.com. Now you can have cool monster designs anytime, anywhere with Maniac Monster Designs.
Horrors of Spider Island.
8 beautiful girls and 1 lone man struggling for survival, with death, sudden, violent, and horrible, lurking in the shadows.
Horrors of Spider Island.
Out of the night came a fate worse than death. A man's mind twisted, his brain poisoned, with an uncontrollable lust to kill.
Horrors of Spider Island.
A tale of terror that will leave you limp. So hideous and shocking, you won't believe your eyes. His hunger for victims was never satisfied. Prepare to be frightened out of your wits by the
Horrors of Spider Island.
Feel myself going back to the animal instinct. I lock myself in there with him, feeling that I might do something terrible.
Billy! Billy!
Now back to Lady Frankenstein, where the creature with the Kentucky Fried Face is loose after killing his creator, Tanya's father. I told you about those damaged brains.
Tanya.
I'm all right now, Charles.
I've got to get the police.
No. Not yet.
Tanya, I must.
Do you want to disgrace my father?
Your father's dead and you're worried about his name? You cannot keep this from the police.
Not his death. Only the creature.
That's impossible. What if it kills again? Its brain is damaged. I warned your father, but... Tanya, no. We must tell Harris.
Yes, tell him. But tell him it was a robber.
But there is Morgan's body.
What did you do with the other corpses?
The lie tank.
Put Morgan in it. Then you can go to Harris. Please, Charles.
I don't know, Tanya. What could you hope to gain?
Time. Time to think of some way to save my father's reputation. Please, Charles. Didn't you love him?
You know I did.
So do it for him.
Hey, she must have studied ventriloquism at the university, too.
Animal organs, I believe.
Yes, of course. My father has been experimenting in animal transplants.
Very interesting. You saw this robber. A big man, you say? Yes, he would have to be a very big man. Big enough to... What did he steal?
Nothing as far as I can tell. I haven't had time to check everything.
My father must have surprised him.
I would think it was your father who was surprised. But what would a robber be doing in a laboratory?
He wouldn't have known it was a laboratory. He must have seen the light and he wanted to investigate.
Perhaps. You said he was a very big man. How big would you say?
I don't know. I was asleep.
At least half a foot taller than you, Captain.
Oh, really? That would make him more than 7 feet tall. Are you sure, Dr. Marshall?
Well, half a foot then. After all, he was running away when I saw him.
I thought you said you saw him with the Baron earlier.
Yes, but all that registered in my mind then was this hulk of a man gripping the Baron.
Yeah. And then you entered a few moments after this robber killed the Baron.
I tried to stop him, but he threw me aside quite easily, and I couldn't...
And that was the time when you saw him run out?
Yes.
But you weren't hurt?
No, I wasn't.
How very fortunate. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure this has been quite an ordeal for both of you. Oh, by the way, the young man...
Thomas.
Thomas. Where was he?
He doesn't live here. He comes each morning very early.
Thank you.
He didn't believe us.
Of course he did. He just tried to impress me. You were marvelous, Charles. Thank you.
What now?
Now we wait.
Yeah, there's no place better on a sunny afternoon than right here. Just so long as I know it with my wife.
Good Lord, it's Sarah Wills. Get the wagon, hurry.
Nice, cheerful place you have here, Lynch. Very fashionable. It's like something out of an insane asylum. Yes, you do have the taste of a connoisseur. The taste of a man who truly knows what is obscene, vulgar, erotic, and simply grotesque. It's very clever the way everything blends together. How things seem to balance. Not one piece out of place. Not 1 inch of space wasted. It's truly remarkable. I am impressed. Lynch, you're such an ugly man.
What's wrong, Captain? All your cells empty this morning?
Oh, on the contrary. As a matter of fact, some friends of yours were kind enough to spend the night with me.
I don't have any friends.
Oh, but you do. There's Simon Burke and Harry Morris, and not to mention Jim Turner, and that other fellow, the little one with the hunchback.
Were they drunk?
Very. You see, they started a brawl in the tap at the sawmill. You do know the place.
Vaguely. But what does 4 drunks have to do with me, huh?
You see, the fight was over which one of them was going to pay for the entire bill, which was quite substantial. Your friend's drink, you know.
You still haven't answered my question, Captain.
Oh, haven't I?
No.
Well, let me put it this way. Where do 4 such men come upon enough money for each of them to be able to pay for himself and the other 3?
Maybe they earned it.
Maybe. But doing what? Simon and Harry, they can't earn much. After all, how many hangings do we have?
Not enough to suit you, Captain.
Lynch, you disappoint me. I don't pass sentence on anyone. I only arrest them.
It's useless, Tanya. You won't find the solution there. There isn't one anywhere.
I have the solution, Charles. I'm only looking for a way to make it happen. Will you help me?
If I can.
Will you help me?
I cannot commit myself until I know what you consider the solution.
Another creature.
Tanya, it took your father and me 3 years to construct the first one.
Mine will take less than 3 weeks.
Even if it took 3 hours, it would be too late.
Then there's been another killing.
2. I didn't want to tell you. I was in town today. Everyone in the village is speaking about the monster. That is what they call your father's life's work, a monster, and they're right.
They are not right! My father was a genius. And his creation will...
It will do nothing but kill. You don't understand. Even without the damage to the brain, the creature has the mind of a murderer. It kills for the sake of killing. It must be destroyed. And Harris will destroy it.
How can a man destroy it? No, Charles. There's only one solution. To create a second creature.
You'll be creating another monster?
Not a monster. An executioner. Our creature will kill my father's murderer.
No, it's impossible. Even if you found the right brain, your creature, despite the superhuman strength induced by the lightning, it would need a physical body strong enough to support it. Where would you find such a man?
And that's my proposition. 500 pounds if you find me the right person.
Yeah, well, what makes you think I can?
My father told me. It's all written in his diary. He gave you a lot of money in the 3 years.
I don't want money from you.
I see.
I knew you would. Just for one night. Then I'll find you your man. It won't cost you a thing.
It will. I feel nothing but repulsion for you.
I don't give a how you feel about me. It ain't your feelings I want.
Your price is too high.
Then go peddle your money elsewhere.
I think Captain Harris would find my father's diary very enlightening.
My selling corpses wouldn't surprise anyone, but your father buying them, now that would give everybody plenty to talk about, eh? Wouldn't it, miss? Now, think about it. No one else can help you. No one. After all, what's one night out of your life? It can't kill you. And after, you can take a bath and everything will be brand new again.
QuadCon, Central Illinois' largest pop culture event, is coming to the Peoria Civic Center Saturday, July 23rd. Over 40,000 square feet with over 100 vendors and artists. Comics, toys, panels, a $500 cosplay contest, a $500 video game tournament, and special guest, Lord Blood-Rah. Info at quadcitycon.com. And to round out your evening, see Lord Blood-Rah's nerve-wracking theater live Saturday, July 23rd at the Landmark Cinema Peoria. Lord Blood-Rah will host in person the 1962 horror classic The Brain That Wouldn't Die and the 1967 cult hit Spider Baby. Lord Blood-Rah's nerve-wracking theater at the Landmark Cinema Peoria, July 23rd at 8:30 p.m. Get tickets at lordblood-rah.com.
Dance, baby, dance, come and dance with me. Hear the beat of the pounding steam. Ride, baby, ride, come and ride with me. Let your feet go easy.
What do you make of this? Where does the other end go? It dumps into the ocean.
It looks exactly like the South American Fantigua fish. I hope you can take one alive, Sheriff.
I still believe that a human clawed that girl to death.
The Beach Girls and the Monster, starring John Hall, Sue Casey, and the glamorous Watusi dancing girls from Hollywood's famed Whiskey A Go-Go nightclub. Music by Frank Sinatra Jr.
You got a monster in the surf. Yeah, yeah.
Chicks, do you have a problem? You won't have after you meet the monster on the beach. If you see this ghoul, play it cool. Beauties in bikinis, laughing, singing, surfing, sinning. Beach party lovers making hey hey in the moonlight while the monster waits and watches. Yeah. This one will kill you.
Out of the depths of darkness rises Garganta, the true king of monsters. He's on his way alive, in person, to scare the yell out of you. Garganta on the stage in Dr. Cialdini's giant triple Scream Show for the first time on any stage. The stage show that brought you the Frankenstein monster in person now brings you direct from Hollywood, Garganta, the giant gorilla of the universe, alive and in person, in a 3-hour performance filled with more chills, thrills, laughs than you ever experienced in this century. It is engrossing, exciting, fascinating, filled with tense climaxes, gripping scenes, beautiful starlets. Yes, it's Garganta, this wild, inhuman menace, this 782 pounds of dynamite that makes Kong the gorilla look like a monkey. And that's not all. During the dark seance when all the lights are dim, ghosts, spirits, and vampires descend into the audience. You may find yourself holding a ghost, your girl, or someone else's girl. So watch out when the lights go out. But as Mae West would say, it'll separate the men from the boys. In New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, critics have proclaimed this stage attraction to be the show you must not miss. Even though it's a stage presentation to send you home in frantic flight, there are also some very eye-appealing scenes created by these beautiful Hollywood starlets in gorgeous costumes designed by Adrian. Yes, it's a stage show for everyone. But those of you under 16, please be accompanied by an adult. Not only because of what takes place during the performance in the dark seance, but the adult may be afraid to walk home alone.
Come in. I surprised her in her room. She was not alone. With my own hands, I killed her.
Starring Boris Karloff.
Take this gun. Escort this gentleman from the castle. If he resists, kill him.
The Terror. His evil mystic powers go beyond man's wildest imaginings. The Terror, empowered to avenge, to reward, to transform.
I do love you.
Is she a blood and flesh beauty a man can enjoy?
I am possessed of the dead.
Or is she a gossamer myth, created by a madman's distorted desires?
Take your life as you took mine, and bring us together forever.
Join Boris Karloff, the Frankenstein monster of all horror motion pictures, in his most blood-chilling screen experience.
As we return to Lady Frankenstein, Charles appears quite unhappy about Mr. Lynch's indecent proposal.
I'll kill him. I'll kill him!
You need a drink, Charles. I don't see why you're so upset. A man like Lynch cannot be taken seriously.
Still, I would kill him for even suggesting that
Thank you, Charles. I didn't know that you felt so much about my reputation. I'm sorry. Of course you do. You are a gentleman. Does it really bother you to know that a man like Lynch desires me?
No. Only that he was vulgar enough to reveal it to you.
You never really believed in my father's dream. You only stayed because of me.
What if I did?
Then why didn't you tell me? Because you were afraid. You've always been afraid. You're afraid now. We don't need Lynch. All we need is each other. I found him. Thomas.
Thomas?
Yes, Thomas. Physically, he's perfect. His body's strong and beautiful. Be honest, wouldn't you like to have such a body?
What does that have to do with me?
Everything, because you love me. I know you do. But you've never done anything about it. Instead of your love for me giving you strength, you let it melt your spine.
Stop.
You let it fester inside of you until all you could do was to look at me with those weird, hurt eyes. With the eyes of an old man. With the eyes of a cripple who could never even dream that I could love him.
Could you? Would you love me?
Yes. If you look like Thomas.
Then love Thomas!
I can't love Thomas. He hasn't your mind. Think of it. Think of me.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You can. I can make it possible.
My brain and my heart in Thomas's body.
His heart is as gentle as yours. Thomas, with your brain, there's a man I could truly love.
No. I won't kill Thomas for you. I'm not a murderer.
You were ready to kill Lynch.
That was different.
Murder is murder. Do it, Charles. I'll help you. I'll be your wife. I'll give you everything. Very much.
I've had that ring for a long time. I'd never dared hope to see you wearing it.
Charles. Don't think of Thomas now. Think of him after. The way he will be.
In here. Come. In here. He's in there. It's a terrible sight. Oh, it's a terrible sight. Oh, terrible. Terrible sight. Blood in my life. Blood in here. Little woman. Little again.
You cheated me.
Tom Lynch is dead.
Last night. Killed by the same man who murdered your father. And Lynch wasn't robbed either, Miss Frankenstein.
It's Mrs. Marshall now.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And this man, anyone seen him? Anyone still alive?
The young man who was with Sarah Wills, John Masters.
And this Mr. Masters, what did he see?
He claims it wasn't a man. He said it was a monster. But he was too frightened to satisfy me. However, there's one more witness I would believe.
Who is he?
Seth Atkins' son. He saw the murderer kill his mother. But the lad's in shock. If and when I'm ever able to talk to him, I'll...
Poor boy.
Sorry to bother you, Mrs. Marshall.
I'll see you out, Captain.
Thank you. You know, I've been wondering, Mrs. Marshall, why would you visit Tom Lynch, especially at his place, and at night?
The Baron owed him money, and my wife went to pay it back.
Wouldn't it have been better to send for him?
Really, Captain? A man like Lynch here?
Of course. But then I would think Dr. Marshall should have gone, not you.
It was my father's business which made it mine. Nobody else's.
Quite. What I don't understand is why would your father owe Lynch money?
I find your probing thoroughly impertinent.
It always is. Thank you again, and good night. Oh, one thing more. You don't believe in monsters, do you?
Of course not.
I do.
And you know who else believed in monsters was the director of tonight's movie, Mel Wells. Besides being a director and writer, he was also an actor, best known to geeks around the world as Gravis Mushnick in the original classic Little Shop of Horrors. He also appeared in another film we featured here in the Wrackin Theater, The She-Beast, alongside the lovely Barbara Steele. Here's to you, Mel. We'll be right back.
Please leave your eyes at the door. You will not need them. Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Auditorium presents the best of old-time radio, horror, and science fiction. Tales of terror and the uncanny that unfold on the stage of your imagination. Come experience the magic of old-time radio horror. Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Auditorium is available on Spotify, Apple, Google, and other podcast providers. Lord Blood-Rah's Nerve-Wrackin Auditorium, when you seek the darkness.
When an animal attacks a human, there's bound to be a lot of noise.
But I, as a scientist, take many things into consideration a layman might overlook.
Ever smelled anything like this before? Found it in Don Morton's bathroom.
Well, yes. That's the same stuff that's been on every one of the Devil Bat's victims.
All four of the murdered people had this lotion on them when the devil bat struck.
Layton, I'm afraid all these murders have affected your mind.
Now, my plan is to sit in the garden, and when the killer makes one of those power dives, I'll blast him.
Tonight you have work to do. It's time you were on your way.
Super Shocker number 1, Dr. Macabre's Frightmare of Movie Monsters. Imagine seeing almost all the screen's scariest monsters alive, in person. Hunchback of Notre Dame, Teenage Frankenstein, Daughter of Dracula, The Fly, a man's body, a fly's head, Rodan, the flying monster, the colossal beast, and more, many more, never here before.
Terror creatures from the grave.
Avenge me! I've summoned you! Avenge me!
Go back to the dead!
In a dreadful night of reckoning, the forces of darkness strike with blood-freezing horror.
You're here.
A nightmare of diabolical happenings, conceived in a murder-haunted house of blood by the maniac called Geronimus, a dead man with the monstrous power to return from his grave.
I tell you, it was my father. I saw him.
What are you saying? Can't you see the boat is empty?
Look! Look! There's water dripping from the oars.
A bone-chilling shocker, inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. Terror Creatures from the Grave, starring Barbara Steele.
Wait till we've finished.
You're worse than Lynch was. Hey, Jim, you sure Dr. Marshall will want it?
Am I sure? Sure, I'm sure. Whatever the Baron was doing with the corpses, Dr. Marshall was helping him. So it must be sure that he's still doing what they were doing. He'll thank us good.
To hell with his thanks.
He'll thank us good.
Money, as long as it pays us good. Come on, this ain't my favorite way to make a living.
Hey, I ain't gonna...
Shh, Jim, shut up. Listen.
I don't hear nothing.
Captain. I was here early, like always. I keep a clean place, you know. I always clean it every morning when I come.
I see. Thank you very much, Mr. Stone.
Clean it up, yes, sir. I always try to keep a clean place. That's what I keep.
Yes, I understand.
A nice, quiet place.
Thank you very much.
Great
That'll be
promise.
all.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's beginning to make a lot of sense. Get those shovels. Dig it up. Then dig up every one of them dated within the last 2 months.
Just what do you expect to find, sir?
Not a thing.
Oh, no, Thomas. I wasn't laughing at you. Don't be mad at me.
No, not mad. Never mad at you.
Well, that's very kind of you. Come here, I'll help you. There.
I will do it.
On the chair. That's better, isn't it? Sit down, Thomas. Sit down. That's it. You actually do understand what's going on, don't you?
Yes, I understand what's going on here, and I also understand I cannot show it on this show. Just suffice it to say, this happens to Thomas. And that's all you really need to know. No, really, that's all you really need to know. Now go on back to the movie. Go on, back to the movie.
Tommy! Tommy! May I help you, young lady?
Oh, good day. I'm looking for my brother.
Your brother? You must have the
Tommy.
wrong...
Thomas Stack.
Ah, he's not here. Have you tried at his home?
I went there first.
I've not seen him for a few days. Perhaps he's gone on a trip.
Tommy? Where would he be? He was never out of the county.
It's possible. Perhaps my father's death had something to do with it.
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Yes, Thomas was very fond of him, and his death must have shocked him.
Oh, yes, perhaps.
I'm really sorry, but I can't help you. I'm sure Tommy will be here soon. Are you living at the inn?
I shall be.
Ah, fine. I'll tell him. He'll be so happy to see you.
Thank you,
Mrs. Marshall.
I'm so sorry to trouble you, Mrs. Marshall.
Oh, no trouble. We're all very fond of your brother.
I'm sure you are. Good day.
You and I will help Thomas to become a whole human being. my father. He will live again, but with the fame he was meant to have. Charles?
I liked him, Tanya. I really did.
Think of tonight, Charles. Only of tonight.
People are talking. They're saying that Baron Frankenstein is responsible. They're saying that he created that monster.
Killed him, remember?
But it didn't kill his daughter.
What does she have to do with it?
Well, you know how people are, Captain, especially when they're scared. Right now, they're so scared they may do anything. Just anything. Something real crazy, maybe. To them, the name Frankenstein is 6 leagues below Satan himself. And they don't care who's wearing it. Come on, John.
What's wrong? You can't change your mind now. It's too late, Tanya. I killed Thomas. You've got to make the means justify the end, for my sake.
What if I fail? Charles,
Then you fail. I'd rather give my life to you than to the hangman. Is everything clear? No questions?
No questions.
Remember that I love you.
I'll remember.
Now smile for me. That's the last thing I want to see. Thank you. Now begin.
I do not appreciate your intrusions, Captain.
I'm trying to find your father's murder, Mrs. Marshall, and I don't see how that could be an intrusion.
Of course, you're right. Please forgive me. I've been up all night with my husband.
Then he's seriously ill.
It could be. He's resting now, and after my breakfast, so will I. Have you made any progress, Captain?
Not much, but the murderer has. 2 more men have been killed, Jim Turner and Bill Jessup. They work for Lynch. Oh, you wouldn't know them. They're not exactly the kind you'd invite to tea.
By no earthly law, possessing weird and enormous powers, these strange teenagers from outer space invade the Earth and prepare to possess its women. Nothing can stop their deadly advance. Earthmen are no match for their superhuman powers. They blast the flesh off humans. A moment before, she was a beautiful young girl. Now, she's a skeleton.
Now back to Lady Frankenstein, just in time to see Tanya's attempt at making a man. Let's see if she does any better than her father did.
Everything is ready, my darling. Do not be afraid. Soon we'll be together again.
It's true, Julia. I've seen it.
And you think that Tommy is somehow involved with this monster?
Well, not in creating it, but I think he found out about it by chance.
And Mrs. Marshall? She's part of it, too?
Yes, she's lied too many times not to be.
Then she and Dr. Marshall, they would have to kill Tommy, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they?
Maybe not. Who would believe Tommy?
I would. You would too, Paul.
Damned if he isn't headed straight for the Frankenstein estate. Let's go, John.
When I remove the stitches and your hair grows back, no one will see the difference. In the meantime, this wig will do perfectly. Now, Charles, put your hands like this. When I release the paper, you try to catch it between your hands before it reaches the floor. But you must look into my eyes. Bravo, Charles. Reflex is perfect, pulse normal. Everything. How could I possibly know our storm would come in time?
Of course you couldn't.
One thing more, Charles. You see that heavy table over there?
That one?
Go and lift it. Go on, Charles. Lift it.
All my life I've wanted to do something like that.
You can now, Charles. You're a young man again. Handsome, strong, intelligent, and beautiful man.
Mrs. Marshall! Mrs. Marshall!
What is it?
Captain Harris, I insist on seeing you.
You must see him, Tanya. He'll just keep on coming back. Come on. Go and see him. Hurry.
Assume the position and open your minds wide. It's time for your cranial cavity search.
Yes, my lords and ladies, the cranial cavity search. Here's a chance for you great geeks out there to prove your geek cred by showing what you know. And tonight's cranial cavity search question is, no, my deformed friend. Like all quantities, horror has its ultimate, and I am that. From which camp horror classic does that line come? A. The Beast of Yucca Flats. B. Devil Girl from Mars. C. The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Or D. The Devil Bat. No, my deformed friend, like all quantities, horror has its ultimate, and I am that. From which film does that line come? And can you stand the ultimate horror of these commercials?
QuadCon! QuadCon, Central Illinois' largest pop culture event, is coming to the Peoria Civic Center Saturday, July 23rd. Over 40,000 square feet with over 100 vendors and artists. Comics, toys, panels, a $500 cosplay contest, a $500 video game tournament, and special guest, Lord Blood-Rah. Info at quadcitycon.com. And to round out your evening, see Lord Blood-Rah's nerve-wracking theater live Saturday, July 23rd at the Landmark Cinema Peoria. Lord Blood-Rah will host in person the 1962 horror classic The Brain That Wouldn't Die and the 1967 cult hit Spider Baby. Lord Blood-Rah's nerve-wracking theater at the Landmark Cinema Peoria, July 23rd at 8:30 p.m. Get tickets at lordbloodrah.com.
And the answer to tonight's cranial cavity search question. No, my deformed friend. Like all quantities, horror has its ultimate, and I am that. From which movie do we get that line? It was C. The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Poor Jan, who becomes just a living head in a pan, speaks that line to her mad scientist boyfriend's assistant. I guess she was just feeling sorry for herself. But now, on to the conclusion of Lady Frankenstein, as Captain Harris confronts the good lady and her newly reimagined husband about some heinous crimes.
I must see Dr. Marshall.
Impossible. He's still extremely ill. I cannot.
I'm not asking your permission.
Really, Captain Harris, this is a...
Yes, it is,
I
Mrs.
shall
Marshall.
report you to your superior.
You do that.
Please leave my home.
Not until I see your husband.
Really, you have no right, Captain Harris. My husband is very ill.
That's far enough, Captain. I'm sorry, Captain, but my illness is quite contagious. You shouldn't risk coming any closer.
I want to speak to you alone.
Whatever you have to say, I want my wife to hear it.
Very well. I came to warn you about the monster that you and Baron Frankenstein created. I hold you responsible in the deaths of 8 people, including the Baron.
Of course you can prove it.
If I could, I would be here to arrest you. I know that you are my proof. I want you alive, Doctor.
Why should anyone want to kill my husband?
Not anyone. Only the monster he helped to create. Of those killed, 4 were responsible for giving it life. You, Doctor, are the 5th and last.
That's absurd, Captain. How could Lynch and those other 2...
By providing your father and your husband with corpses. I don't have to tell you how they were used.
How else are we to know what you are talking about?
Those jars in the laboratory, it won't be difficult to prove they contain human organs and not animal. No, Doctor. You never considered the creature might not appreciate your miracle. That's why he killed the Baron, the 3 other men. That's why he must kill you.
Why didn't he kill Charles when he killed my father?
Because your husband wasn't in the laboratory at the time.
This is the most extraordinary fable I've ever heard. You really disappoint me, Captain. A robber killed the Baron. As for those other 2 pyramids of integrity, anyone could have had sufficient reason to kill them. Perhaps it's your incompetence that's led your imagination awry. I suggest you take a look.
Very well. I've warned you. Remember, lies can't keep you alive, Doctor. But I can.
Your concern is a great comfort to me. Good night, Captain.
I don't know what you've done with Thomas, but I'll find out. And when I...
We must get away tonight, Charles.
No, Tanya.
But, darling, Harris and his men will find the monster. They'll destroy it.
They don't know how. I do.
Every available man, Peter. I want this place surrounded. And make sure the men tell no one, especially their wives. Now hurry.
Yes, sir.
It'll find me. Tonight. Tonight it will be here.
Charles. Show the world that my father didn't fail, that he wasn't insane. Think of us, Charles. The power, the fame.
No, I must kill it.
Yes, you're right. Kill it.
Why did you change your mind, Tanya? Because you know that no matter which of us survives, you still win? You do know. You've always known.
You boys, Charles!
Captain Harris. See if he's dead. Just unconscious. All right, let him go. Let's go!
My love.
You're too late, Captain. Get him out of here! Get him up! All right, let's go. Julia, what are you doing here? You've got to get out of here.
Well, what can I say? What can I say? This is a family show. Let me see here. Well, at least she died doing something. No, who can say that? Hey, the fire wasn't the only thing. No. Friction? Nope. Well, kids, we'll just leave that one alone. And all I can say is I want to thank you all for watching. And I want to invite you all back again next week when we'll do whatever this is all over again. As always, I am Lord Blood-Rah saying, geek out.